Welcome, everybody. Welcome to World Unity Week. And as we engage in trying to create a united world of peace and power and love, we need to understand that in order to create that reality outside, we need to generate that within ourselves. So before we can speak of unity in the world outside, we need to have that same alignment within ourselves, mind, body, and soul. And with that intent, I'm going to speak about my mindfulness practice. And it is mindfulness, 1 second, one thought with one breath. And what does that even mean? Mindfulness and meditation is not something that you do. Mindfulness and meditation is a state of being. And being alive automatically qualifies you and it pre-wires you to having that ability. From the moment I was born, I was given a heartbeat by default. And regardless of what my mind thinks, my heart beats faithfully for me, keeping me alive. So my breath has been taken care of. And I always, in the moment of having a breath, have time on my side. I am alive. So I have time and life on my side. But how are my thoughts? My thoughts are my choice. And this is where free will comes in. And if I am not aware of what kind of thoughts I entertain and keep naming and blaming circumstances and people around me for creating those thoughts within me, I become very far removed from my own freedom and self-sovereignty. So mindfulness or meditation is truly being alert, awake, and aware of our responsibility first to ourselves. You've heard of the phrase, hurt people, but we always translate that as if somebody said or did something mean to us, it's because they're hurting inside. But we never extend the equation to if we have unacknowledged hurts within us, without knowing, we create injury even by thought and feeling within ourselves. And we begin to leach that energy to all around us. We don't mean it, but if we don't pay attention, we continue doing it. So with that, I want us to give a new definition of what mindfulness and meditation is. There are as many forms as there are people, but most of us engage in mindfulness and meditation as a means to escape from our troubles, give ourselves a little vacation, and then we pick up exactly where we left off and engage in a catch-22 runaround wheel of suffering. So mindfulness and meditation is not about wearing special pants and sitting in special postures, chanting foreign words, or aligning your chakras, etc. You can do all of that, but it's more about removing yourself from your misconceptions, misunderstanding, and giving yourself permission to be responsible for your all-round well-being. So this is not to change the people around you. And this doesn't give you the qualifications to have a trouble-free life. Instead, what it does is it gives you the authority and permission to understand how important you are. It helps you acknowledge without ego how valuable you are to yourself and to keep your attention focused on your true importance and validating yourself, affirming yourself. Because if I'm functioning from a place of pain and suffering, I can't be of service to myself or anybody else. So for that, I need to start respecting why I need to take care of myself 1 second in every thought and every breath. Mindfulness is not an escape, an evasion, or vacation from my troubles. It's a state of being, standing centered in the midst of my challenges and with authority over myself and affection. I take responsibility for my inner well-being. So with that, what is the process then? I start checking to see my own self-defeating, stress-inducing thoughts, and I become comfortable watching myself engage in worry and anxiety. I become the loving grandparent of my own neglected child of inner feelings and thoughts that I thought just happened and I don't have any power over it. And instead of trying to bury those negative thoughts, I look attentively and lovingly at them, and I check to see where the source is. And in that recognition, by naming it, instead of laying blame on external sources, I give myself the authority to tame my problems. And I'm not talking about giant traumas. I'm talking about seemingly little inane things like saying, I can't remember where I kept my keys. So if I become very calm and I say, don't be stressed, think about where you put it. And if you can't, just focus on something else and come back to it. And most people think, yeah, this is a very inane strategy. For big life problems, this doesn't work. No, if we start exercising this for little inane problems in life, we'll begin to find out that the big problems that we navigate are the ones that used to be little problems, but have now become big problems. Most of the stress that we experience are those little things that we neglected to attend. So mindfulness is about managing the little things. You know, to give us an example of dental hygiene, if there is something stuck in my teeth right now and I ignore it, it slowly becomes a cavity. So to be mindful means to honor and acknowledge that there is something stuck in my teeth. It's not something to be ashamed of, but it's something to honor, recognize. And when I become aware and I honor my responsibility to take care of my dental or transcendental hygiene, I take action. Even if I went to a dentist, I need to diagnose that there is something wrong with my teeth, and I need to take myself to the dentist is the space of mindfulness. So mindfulness gives me so much autonomy and authority, but it's empowerment through personal accountability. Mindfulness is not a spa where somebody else whispers sweet nothings into my ears and I feel good about myself for a few seconds. And then I go back into a downward spiral of negativity. Mindfulness is a space where peace is not the destination. Unity is not a pipe dream. It is the reality and the foundation that I create from which I seize the day 1 second at a time. And in this moment, if I know I have a heartbeat and I am not on a ventilator, thank you, COVID, then I have responsibility to myself and freedom to choose. Autonomy, authority, and responsibility, empowerment. My peace is not a destination. It's the starting point. I am not a bucket to make a bucket list. I am going to live my life while I still have it on my terms, even though there are challenges. And that is the gift of mindfulness, not to wish away my problems, but to look at my obstacles as opportunities, growth opportunities, places to serve and grow. So I need to, in my space of mindfulness, be able to heal the mind, H-E-E-L, calm my mind down, slow it down, become still, silent, introspective, and inspective. I inspect and I don't judge myself for negativity. I begin to look and say, oh my goodness, I'm thinking all these thoughts of anger, hatred, jealousy, depression, sadness, worry, anxiety, and I think other people caused it. And now I begin to slowly look where I connected with all these negative emotions with my own thought. You know, my mind is much like the internet. If I don't subscribe, I don't get the download. So what am I downloading into my mental stream every day, starting with a news feed? I have technology, but until I turn it on, the news feed is not mine. So what am I feeding myself with? I get to choose the radio frequency. Am I tuning in to a space of positivity, power, or am I tuning in to my own negative thoughts? Is the question I need to ask of myself in my space of mindfulness. Mindfulness is about claiming your self sovereignty. My happiness is not based on how many likes I get. My happiness is not based on my gender, race, color, creed, what group I belong to. I am spirit. I am one and nothing. In the space of spirit, I am one family. I am not a label. I am not a health condition. I am not a mental condition. I am peace, light, love, potential, power, infinite, eternal, undying. And in this recognition, my education is mine. My life is mine. My freedom is mine. And I'm very mindful for it because I have been given the gift of this heartbeat. And this heartbeat is my drum roll that reminds me every moment, how come you have been saved? How come you have been kept alive in the midst of a pandemic? It's not just for you, is it? So go out, shine your light, shine it bright, be happy, not at face value. You're not a Facebook. You are a soul. You are a powerful soul. And all the things that you now, up until now, thought were your failures, were your gifts. But are you looking at it mindfully or mindlessly? Is an invitation. Mindfulness is not something that you read from a book. Mindfulness is not something that is taught in a Zoom session. Mindfulness is not something that requires a guru. Mindfulness is that which lies between the silences of language and thought. Mindfulness is a leap of faith to a DNA of inner knowing that lies dormant but vibrant. And in 1 second, with that one heartbeat and one breath, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can undress it, you can claim it, because guess what? You are mindfulness. You are life. You are the truth. You are not just your body. You are not just your runaway mind. You are an energy force that activates all of this. And the moment you reclaim your mind, you reclaim your world. And if each one of us takes ownership and responsibility and heals our mind by first healing it, heal dog. What's the point of getting new puppies and stuff? I need to heal my runaway mind, not because it's out of control, because I'm abusing it by not letting it rest. It's become fashionable to say, oh, my mind is a runaway thing. It just won't stop. That's like saying I finished drinking water, but my tap is still running. I've driven my car, but it's still idling in the garage, giving out harmful carbon monoxide, which is poisoning me and my family. So a runaway mind is an unhealed mind. And when I know that I have a runaway mind, I am now a doctor and I am a physician, and it's my responsibility to heal myself. And I am the diagnostic. I am the one who gives the prescription. But there is no doctor in the world who can heal, because he or she only heals based on what I tell them. So if I am lying to myself, I am not being responsible. And to be truthful to myself, I need to become mindful. and tune inward and turn all my senses, my 5 senses, and my 6th sense of my inner awareness on me, and begin to change my story of victimhood to one of victory. I don't need a self-help group because 24/7, my heart keeps beating for me. So what am I doing with my mind 24/7? Am I taking charge of it? Or is it like, am I running behind it and it's dragging me at the end of a leash? My mind is my humble servant. I, the soul, am the driver. My mind is the steering wheel. My intellect is the brake pad. I'm giving the analogy of a car. It doesn't matter what kind of car you are, but if you don't know how to apply the brakes of your engine and your runaway thoughts, you will be going any direction. But applying the brakes of your intellect on your runaway thoughts is the most mindful practice. But in order to do that, I need to be even aware that I intended to go to the grocery store, but I ended up somewhere because I was lost in thought. So mindfulness is about paying attention to my journey from one second to another second in the form of my thought. As are my thoughts, so are my feelings. And if my feelings go unattended, they become emotion, which is not good because it's energy in motion. Emotion is not abundance, but it's excess. So feeling is to be able to have the stethoscope and do a self-diagnostic. How am I feeling in this second? I'm feeling good. How? I'm keeping myself good. Is a powerful space of mindfulness. Whose job is it to keep me centered and stable? It's mine. So does mindfulness work at 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm being peaceful? No. Mindfulness is what works when I'm in the middle of a big problem. What is the point of being mindful and happy when everyone is loving on me and saying I'm wonderful? Mindfulness kicks in because I choose it when things are not going my way. And somewhere within me, I tap into that inner bubble. And I might be crying, I might be upset, but the inner anchor of my mindfulness is something that helps me ride out my storm. I am the calm within my storm. Remember, a storm is created based on pressures. So if I'm functioning at low pressure, I am attracting the storm. But if I become not just low pressure, but I become calm, I can sit within my challenge and look around it like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix, and suddenly those bullets that are coming at warp speed slow down in the wisdom of my mindfulness, and they don't hurt me anymore. They are bullets of wisdom, and I carry them and I hold them and I convert them magically to something that serves me. And that is the practice of mindfulness. So how do I do it? Is it some Woodstocky woo-woo thing? No, it is the most scientific, tangible practice. So let us do it together. 1 second, keep your eyes open. Remember, you are the doctor. If you've ever been to a doctor and they put the stethoscope on you, in that second, it's the holy silence of diagnosis and prognosis, where they are both being mindful. The stethoscope might be the instrument, but the physician wielding the stethoscope is the instrument. The patient who has reached out to the doctor is the mindful person moving towards their own healing. So when I put ownership back to myself in that joint silence, we begin to heal. Mindfulness is recognizing my ability, my responsibility, not my reactivity to heal myself, by diagnosing 1 second, 1 thought, 1 breath. So in this 1 second, let us check. What am I thinking? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it useful? How does my worry and anxiety help this? What is the benefit of subscribing to anxiety? Do I mistake love as attachment? Do I mistake worry and anxiety as an expression or proof of my love? No, I am tainting love with attachment and expectation. Please have this cookie, I made it for you. And if you don't like it, it'll hurt me. It's not love, it's extortion. And I'm expecting you to eat it, even if you have diabetes. That is abuse. So mindfulness is about reverence, respect, and recognition of the responsibility to myself. And if I'm of a certain age where I understand this language, I apply this to small situations in my life, and I begin to move the needle from victimhood to responsibility, self-reverence, recognition, realization, enlightenment. I lighten my load by removing anxiety. I am not a disorder. I am not an ailment. I am a powerful life force that activates this body and mind. And in that awareness, I become the physician. I become the healer. I become the businessman. I become the social worker. I am everything and I am nothing. But in both, I am one. I'm united. I am the world. I am me. I just am. I am love. I am peace. I am power. I am light. And I give myself permission to stay in this space every second with every thought. And it's my promise to my heartbeat to stay in this sacred space because I have a duty first to myself. And when I function from this space of love, everything I touch with my thought and my heartbeat will become a reflection of my blessing. I am here for a reason, and I revel in discovering that reason. I am self-realized. I invite everybody to realize the beauty of yourself and shine your light, because the time is now. The moment is now. We live in the now. The past is gone. The future is not here yet, but I create my future in this second. So what kind of recipe am I cooking with? Am I cooking with bitterness or with love? Be careful, be mindful, because you will eat your food and you are creating your ecosystem one thought at a time. Please know that emotions and feelings are two different things, but their origin comes from your thought. I am not my thoughts. I am the thinker of my thoughts. And when I become mindful that I am merely the vibration of awareness, thoughts and language is not evidence of my highest functioning self. My silence, my joy, my peace is expression of my humanity. If any lowly creature that shares the space on earth can be happier than man, then what's my problem? I have let my mind run away. I have given my mind too much authority. I will reclaim and align my mind where I put my soul first, My awareness first, and my mind will be my friend, my humble servant, my administrative assistant, and together we shall master ourselves. We shall be unified and aligned, and we can seize the day, unite the world. We are one family, but only when we are aligned within ourselves. Otherwise, we will be fragmented support groups, bifurcating by the second, calling ourselves labels and trying to empower somebody else because we think we are victims. It is time to stand up for yourself. Stand up to your runaway mind and put it in its place, not abrasively, but lovingly. And you only have 1 second, but that second extends itself to you with every heartbeat. So do your duty. It's your commandment. It's your scripture. It's your heartbeat. Do it. Be mindful. Always. To be or not to be is not a question. You already are. To be or not to be happy and content is the choice. Are you mindful? Are you peaceful? Are you loveful? Who do you blame? What circumstance do you name as the cause of your victimhood? Ask yourself. And if you make a laundry list of things that need to change, and people that need to change, and circumstances that need to change, make sure you put your name on the top of that list. And when you become personally accountable for those little problems, suddenly you find you have a crown on your head and you have a halo and you begin to sprout wings and you become your own guardian angel. And this becomes not your dream. This is your reality, because truly you are spirit in a body. That's why they say when somebody dies, the spirit leaves the body. So ask yourself, are you dead or are you alive? And if you're alive, you have a duty to yourself. Your mind is your business. So start minding your business. Take care of yourself. Otherwise, we will have to take care of you. If the world started taking care of itself, one person at a time, it's a magical experience. And it takes 1 second, 1 thought, and 1 breath. Do you have these 3? Do you have a heartbeat? Let it beat with joy. Let it beat with peace, not blame and victimhood. Forgive yourself and free yourself. And then it'll be so easy to forgive and free all around you. To be united is to live in an aligned relationship, not to be in bondage. To live is to love, not to hurt oneself. the highest wisdom lies in the silence between your heartbeat, in the silence between your philosophies and belief systems. Check in to that silence, and that is mindfulness. It cannot be taught. You have to experience it, but you already are that experience. Go back. Go inward. And start living mindfully. Thank you.